a new Rob Lucci leader has been released, OP07, and along with a bunch of new CP cards, this is a completely new playstyle. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Mobby, and today I'm going to give you my personal cook for the new Rob Lucci for OP07. We're going to be going over how the leader works, the playstyle, each individual cards, the shortcomings, the strengths, etc. So let's begin. And wait, quickly before we do, if you guys are interested, all of the footage for all of the duels today will be down in the description, and also in each of my One Piece videos there's going to be a link to a Excel sheet where I list all of the decks, because I'm going to make videos for a lot of them but not all of them, and if we have any major changes I will be updating it there as well. So yeah, all of the decks should be there, and of course watch all the duels that come out of this, because it's pretty fun playing all of these live. So let's begin with the leader. So the new Rob Lucci. Interesting that they made another Rob Lucci because they're both black. Black color. The other Rob Lucci, this is the alternate art by the way. The other one is really bad looking. Like the regular version of this, it looks really bad. So I highly recommend, try to get the alternate. I don't know. Just the other one looks so shitty. So when attacking, you may trash the top two cards of your deck, and then you get to give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost for the turn. When this leader's ability first got leaked, I remember on the Reddit people were saying, wow, this is a really bad ability. I thought so, kind of, but then with all of the new different cards and playstyles, this is a really good ability. Basically, the playstyle of this deck is you want to have as many cards in the trash as possible, because a lot of your cards really work towards resurrecting those cards. You have to put cards back to activate abilities, so you want to trash as many cards as you want. And of course the -1 is really good too, so basic Rob Lucci, and let's go. So rather than the other Rob Lucci, which is primarily focused on destroying enemy characters to restanding your guy to maybe finish the game, this is throughout the whole game. You want to use this every single turn. So let's begin, and we're going to talk about the utility, guys. So Rob Lucci, move to the side. So we have a good amount of utility in this deck. So let's start with the usual OP03 spandom. You absolutely kind of want 4 of these. Of course, if your leader is CP, look at the top 3, reveal up to 1 other than spandom, and then really important as well, you trash the rest. So you run 4 of these spandoms. Next is a new utility card called Yusef, OP07, 1/2 1k counter. His ability is you pretty much return 2 CP cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck to KO one of your characters, one of your opponents, with 1 cost or lower. This is a really good tech card utility. It kind of reminds me of the Leo card from the Rebecca deck. Okay, looks like my outlook's updating here. Sorry guys. And there you go. So these are really good. I'm running 2 of these just to try them out, but there's gonna be a lot of instances in this deck that I play tested where you are going to get characters maybe from characters maybe even as high as 5 cost, even maybe sometimes 6 costs, where you actually will get them to 1 cost or lower, so you can pull this off. Also, a spoiler, you are going to be resurrecting some cards, so getting 2 of these in your trash early, you have that option to just use these whenever you want. So run a couple of these. Next up for the utility, it's another new spandom card. So this one will not be able to search for this one. However, this one is 3/4. It's a potential attacker, but I'm putting in the utility thing because I really want it for the ability itself. Place 2 cards from the top of your deck into your trash. This is the win condition. You remember, you want all the stuff in the trash to give up to one of your opponent characters -2 for the turn. Once again, there's all these cards are either doing something when a character is low, putting stuff to the trash, or lowering the cost. You want those 3 type of things in this archetype. So I'm running 2 of these as well. And the next is it's a spandine, not spandom. So you can search for this, right? 3/2/1, not the best for attacking, but it's pretty much you want 4 of these. This is one of the staples for this archetype, right? Return 3 cards with CP types from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. Play up to 1 4 or lower cost CP with its type from your trash rested. Even though it's rested, the on-play abilities will still activate. So even if you wanted to, you could play this, you can play this, you can play this, and there's a lot of other ones you can play. So really freaking good. Really good card, dude. Extremely good. And it's only, what is this? What is this, a rare? Yeah, it's only a rare, which is really good. So those are the utilities. Let's move on to the attackers of the deck. These are the beaters, of course, will help you win the game. So we'll start off with these new Khalifas from OP07. I'm only running a couple of these because I haven't seen too much use out of them yet. I might remove them, but then I definitely want to try them out. So this is a 4/5, 1 counter Khalifa. So 1 Dawn, if you have it on 1 Dawn on your turn, give all of your opponent's characters -1 cost. It's a pretty okay ability. The thing is though, it's a pretty weak attacker, and you know, you have to spend 4 unless you know, you can always summon it with this, with the other spandemic stuff. But yeah, it's decent, right? So I'm running 2 of these just to try them out. Of course, yep, any good black deck these days are using the Rob Lucci's, even if it's not a CP archetype, right? So this is the alternate art. Place 3 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck to KO a 2 cost and a 1 cost character. So freaking good. Run 4 of these because I'm going to keep saying this. You can summon it with Spandam. You can summon it with Gecko Moria. You can summon it with Bluno. Where's Bluno? You can summon it with Bluno. There's a lot of ways to bring this Rob Lucci back, and yeah, it's so good. It's so good. All right, next is running a 5-drop Kakus. I'm running 4 of these because it's just one of the rare cards in this deck that actually, you know, KOs besides the Rob Lucci and stuff. So yeah, this one won't be able to summon too often with abilities, but if you can just summon it on its own, it's a pretty cheap cost. 2 cards back to KO somebody that's 3 or less. So this is actually a really good ability. So I'm running 4 of these. And then finally, we're running 4 Gecko Morias from OP06. These cards are going to get banned soon, I swear to God. So choose up to 1 4 cost and a 2 cost from your trash. You play 1 active, you play the other rested. It's not leader locked, it is not type locked. So, you know, you can grab any 4 drops, the Rob Lucci's. You can play this to search again. You can play this to KO again, which is probably, you can do a double KO if you want to destroy everybody. You can do the Spandam. You know, you can do Spandam to place 2 more back, put a -2 cost. And there's just, with this deck, there's just so much combinations. It's a lot of thinking in this deck, and quite honestly, it's just a lot of engaging fun. So I thought for sure when I first played Sakazuki that deck was nuts, but I feel like this one just has way more options. So let's move on to the blockers of the deck. So we're running the new OP07 Gizmundas. Sorry if you can't read this text, but it's just a blocker. It's a CP22 blocker. Now, in my blocker pile here, I'm not running Fukuros. Fukuros, those are the 3 cost, and it's a 3 damager. Very, very good card. And I think you want to run those maybe if you're just playing a matchup where you're worried about being KO'd a lot. But the reason we're running these is not just because it's new, but because it's a 2-drop, right? It's a 2-drop. So I can summon this with a Gecko Moria and have an active blocker just in case. You cannot summon that. You cannot summon a Fukuro unless you want to do the 4-drop. The 4-drop instead of the 2-drop for the Gecko Moria. But more often than not, I want to get a Rob Lucci. I want to get a Kaku. I want to get a lot of stuff as a 4-drop. And then the 2-drop, I think it's okay. It's okay. So that's the reason I'm running these ones instead of Fukuros. Now, for the other blockers of the deck, we have Bluenos. So this is, you know, this is an old card, OP03. It's super strong with this deck now. Pretty much you put 1 Dawn so he gains blocker. A lot of the times I find myself just attacking with this and then the opponent is forced to deal with it, so you don't always have to use it as a blocker. But then yeah, on KO, play 1 character with CP from your trash rested. So good. It's you know, just get another card to activate, and using on play, you get another Rob Lucci. You get more of these. You pretty much you want either the Rob Lucci's or any card that lowers stuff, so you can combo around. So these are the 6 blockers of the deck. There's not a lot, but because you're going to be resummoning them, you know, no problemo. Okay, now for the 2K counters of the deck, we're running a decent amount. Like 8 of them. So this is the new OP07 Kaku blocker. This is a really nice card. 4/5/2, so yeah, it's a 4-drop, so you can resummon it, and it's a decent attacker. 2K. The on play is actually really good. This is a super solid card all around. I don't see any CP decks not even running this. It's so good. 2 cards with CP back from the trash to your deck, give up to somebody -3. I've used this quite a lot just from resurrecting to use its ability. It's a really good thing. It's a really good one. So running 4 of these. And then the other 4 are the tried and true Khalifas from OP03. This is the alternate art that I got for a promo. And a lot of these, by the way, are obviously proxies. They're not out yet in English, but I am mixing them with some real cards that I have here. So draw 2, trash 2. This is really good. And then you give somebody -2 cost. Amazing ability. Draw 2, and then you cycle 2 that you don't want. Man, these 2 cards here are so good. And yeah, we're on the low end of the minimum that you should be using, which is 8 2Ks, but I found out that, you know, it's not a problem at all. You know, you're usually on the top end of attacking. It's just not an issue at all. You can resummon these back, you know, no problemo. So running 8 of these. Now, let's get to the utilities. Okay, so there's a lot here. There's a lot here. There was actually a lot more, but I decided to kind of, thin it down a bit for more stuff. So let's begin with the new OP07 card called Tempest Kick. This card is awesome. So it's a 1 cost for 1 draw. So even if you don't use the ability, you can use this for cycling the deck, right? And it's another, it's just another card, you know, no problemo. But if you have 10 or more cards, you give somebody in your trash, give up someone -3. This is gonna happen a lot more than you think. I've seen this, like I've used this. Like, and it's worked out like 80% of the time when I needed to use it, when I need to. It's a very cheap -3 cost to activate the Kaku, to activate the Rob Lucci. And of course, you can just cycle itself out if you really need to. Such a good card. I'm running 4 of these. Yes, they're that good. Next up, it's another new OP07 card. This one's called Shave. It's a 1 cost counter. Wow, a counter, huh? So you give up to one of your leader or characters 2,000 for the battle. Then if your trash is 10 or more, and like I said, you're going to have a lot, especially with the leader, with all the stuff that keeps trashing itself, return 1 card that contains CP to your hand. So this is interesting. So just so you guys know, this is not from the trash, all right? This is from the board. So if a character attacks your leader, you can go up to 7,000. And you can bring something that's useless on the board, like a Spandam. You can bring it back to your hand. You can bring back the all-important Spandine back to your hand. You know, things that aren't going to be attacking much. And even if it is attacking, let's say you have a Bluno on the field, you can do a little bit of an advanced tech, where you attack with Bluno, you bring this back for some freaking reason, and then you can play him again in a blocker state. You know, that sort of thing. But yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans you can do with this. But I'm only running 2 of these because I like to use these as primarily, you know, like, oh my god, this thing happened, a little bit of a surprise, etc. But yeah, you can do some really cheeky stuff with this card. So yeah, Shave. Cool thing. Definitely try it out. And then, this is super important, guys. This is, I think, one of the best events that this deck can run. This is a 4-drop finger gun from EB01. So this one was a set before. Main, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. So yeah, you want this ability. You need to trash as many cards as you can. This one helps you. So basically, you get a benefit to KO somebody. This is like, wow, okay. So you KO with someone that's 5 or less. So this is really good even on its own. You don't even need to lower the cost of stuff. But if you do, wow, you get a huge benefit. And yeah, KOing. There's a lot of cards that prevent you from KOing. You know, Borsellino, Fukuro, etc. But still, there's a lot of times where this is going to happen no matter what. And there's a lot of stuff here that lower cost by 1, by 2. So yeah, you're going to KO a lot of good things. So amazing. Run 4 of these. Really good. Run 4 of these. So yes, the deck. That's it for the utilities. I was thinking about, like I said, running the Fukuros, but then I wasn't able to resurrect it with Gecko Moria. So these are the only cards in the deck that aren't CP archetyped. So, you know, but the value is just way too high for these Gecko Morias. But yeah, with this leader, throw stuff to the trash. Use all the abilities to bring them back. Search with Spandams. You know, resummon with Spandines. There's a lot of good stuff here. So yeah, man, this is a really fun deck, a really fun archetype, and I'm glad that they, you know, they released all these and updated these. So yeah, this is fun. Definitely try it out. I'll be putting a link in the description to the spreadsheet for any new iterations of this deck that I do. And yeah, check out for more videos and stuff. Like and subscribe and let me know down below. And yeah, please continue watching the channel. We do deck profiles as well as duels for One Piece, Dragon Ball Fusion World, and just anything else card game related. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.